Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Generation Selects Deluxe Class Nightbird. So, this is a retool, redeco color lift or of the Siege Chromia mold. Now, I did not pick up that mold because I felt that the Thrilling 30th Chromia was better, mostly because it was more distinct from the Moonracer mold, which it's not a retool of, but shares many similarities with. But I am, will say, I'm honestly surprised with the quality of this mold. If that was the quality of the Moonracer mold, I'd be much happier with all four of those members. But yeah, anywho, Nightbird is here in her alt mode, and if you don't know who Nightbird is, she appeared in one episode of the original G1 cartoon called Enter the Nightbird. She was built by a human scientist, Dr. Fujiyama, the famous scientist, stolen by the Decepticons, reprogrammed by the Decepticons to attack the Autobots, and then defeated, and then locked up and away. She did not transform or anything, but she has been a popular character as she was like the only female Decepticon really in the original cartoon. But she does have an alternate mode now, and like I said, it's based off the Chromia mold, so it's got the same car motor, which looks very nice. Though this is not the first toy of Nightbird, actually, as there was a Japanese exclusive release of the Thrilling 30th RC mold that came out as Nightbird, and I do like that one. I'll talk more about that. My comparisons, I don't have that toy, but I'll talk more about that toy later. But like I said, this is her car mode, so this is fairly similarly based off of Chromia's alt mode from the cartoon. As it's Nightbird, it's got a big purple transparent window up here, a lot of black all across the body. Got these little bits at the front painted in silver, rims painted in silver, these little nubs right there painted in silver as well. We've got her robot mode chest sticking out with the grays and the purples and the yellows, and then her hands sticking out of the back, very similarly to the Moonracer mold from Power of the Primes. And then underneath you can see her head, her wheels, which are actually hidden, and this is still painted even though the wheels were reversed for how the transformation works on this body. And then you see her legs underneath there. Honestly, kind of simple and straightforward right there. Leather car, she rolls pretty well. Though thanks to the retooling done, her waist cannot rotate freely like on the Moonracer mold, so it will line up very easily is what I'm saying, so you can get it to roll along the ground a bunch easier. But yeah, so that's the alt mode, and now let's talk about her accessories. Her first up, she has this gun right here, painted molded gray, painted yellow across. It does look nice. Has those little nubs on there that are blast effect compatible, or should be at the very least. Yep, blast effect compatible. She has these two grenades, also molded gray, painted yellow. They are able to plug into each other. They have these tabs on the top where they can plug into each other, like that. And then the last bit is this, what the instructions refer to as the shock baton. This is a silencer for the gun, really. Either that or a scope for the gun. So Nightbird as a ninja character does not really come with any ninja-like weapons, because, like, look at all this nonsense. You can make it a gun like this. Like I said, these are grenades, so you can get them being held and then look like it's being thrown. Very loose definition of gun right there, of a melee ninja expert. But they are all these weapons are able to plug into the various 5mm ports around here on her. For some reason, this one seems loose. This one might be just like a hair larger, and then you also got the port back here, and that one's definitely a lot tighter. And then you also have ports there and there. and up front as well. And even you can connect the grenades in using the tab, like so, to stick those in there for some good storage. Only complaint with the accessories is that they're pretty small, so they could be easily lost. They work for the chromium, and also that they work for the chromium version of the mold, but not so well for the Nightbird version of the mold. Again, Ninja should have some melee. I understand they try to make the shock baton work, but I'll show you in robot mode how that would go, and it's very, very, very tiny. But before I forget, blast effect ports, there's the one on the roof there. All of these little bits on the front are blast effect compatible, so if you want the front of the car shooting stuff, all blast effects are compatible. Well, the blaster blast effects, not the melee weapon ones, are compatible with the 5mm ports. And then there's also these two ports on the back here, which I guess are her exhaust pipes, and you can stick them in there, and you can now make it look like she's going zoom zoom very fast. Zoom zoom very fast! I don't know. But those are all of the ones accessible in the robot mode, and that's all to say. I mean, not the robot mode, for the alternate mode. And that's all I have to say on the alternate mode, so it's time for some size comparisons. Here she is with Legends class tailgate and Deluxe class sideswipe, Voyager class Optimus Prime, Leader class Ultra Magnus, Deluxe class Moonracer from Power of the Primes, who shares a lot of similar engineering with Nightbird, and with Thrilling 30th Chromia, who is the base version of this mold, and Titans Return RC, who shares her Thrilling 30th mold with Nightbeat as well. So with all that done, let's roll right along to the robot mode. So transformation wise, first things first, we're going to work on this back section here. We're going to untab the forearms from these bits right here. Those slots right there go into the gray nubs. Do that on that side like so. Then we can pull these sections out. Pull those out, and now we freed up her waist, and these will hang there for a bit. We're going to rotate the waist, and then we're going to come down here and untab the sides of the front of the car, and then we're going to pull them down and out. These feet are supposed to tab together, though I don't know how well they end up actually staying tabbed together when you try to make the connection for this bit work. And as well, just of note, there are two tabs on these bits, one right there and one right there, that plug into slots there and there, just so you're aware, because I almost missed that when I was first transforming her. So anyway, we're going to collapse this section in, then we're going to raise this up, and before we put that all the way up, we'll come here and flip up Nightbird's head all the way around like so. And then we can come in and have that finish folding up, complete that connection, and then we'll fold these bits in, and then there are some tabs on the sides of the car chunks that will go into those slots of the back car chunks. So that tabs. So there's the backpack all done. For the legs, we're just going to straighten them out, flip these sections up and around, and flip the feet down. Same on the other side, up. Yeah, they don't go, they shouldn't go over the knees. And flip the feet down, and then just, straighten out the arms. Flip the hands out from their alt transformation positions. And then there you have Nightbird in her robot mode. And she does, like I said, look pretty good, surprisingly. I was seeing the pictures and I wasn't too thrilled, but I didn't have Nightbird, so I'm like, might as well pick this up at the very least. But it is quite nice for what it is. The head is a brand new sculpt that takes direct inspiration from her G1 cartoon design of the purple scarf and then the gray head helmet with the nice beady yellow eyes and black face. I will say the ball joint on this head is very loose. It is much looser than any other head ball joint I have experienced recently from the main Transformers lines. Going down, we saw the chest already with that's paint. That is painted silver on the chest as opposed to the just molded gray on other parts of the body. The purple abs and yellow spots on the abs. You got the gray waist piece, which in alternate mode it flips down, and I don't understand why. And I know it's a reported issue that it pops off on the Chromia version of this mold, but this does stay in place, so no panties flying off on this toy. I had to say that, but it's accurate. Gray on the legs, gray on the lower legs as well. I think that's also painted as opposed to molded. Yeah, it looks like it's very minusculely maybe. We do have a bit of black on the kneecaps, the sides of the legs or the car parts, and then you got very solid black feet, and also the arms are gray, black, and then gray. Very simple. Articulation wise, head can rotate a full 360 degrees and can look all the way up and is on a ball joint, so it's got side to side. Like I said, very loose. Arms can rotate a full 360 degrees, though you do have to bend them around the large backpack. Though I do personally feel it's at least cleaner than the Moonracer mold. It still is much stuff basically, but it's a bit cleaner, I feel. But anyway, 360 degree rotation. Arms can bend out that far. 360 degree rotation at the biceps. 90 degree elbow bend, or maybe just shy of 90 degrees it looks like there. And then the wrists just move in for transformation. There is waist rotation. However, with all of this locked in the back, you're not going to be able to get that waist rotation. So you would have to have things and like move this all the way down. So that's the one unfortunate thing with this backpack transformation, is that you can't very easily get a reasonable waist articulation on the robot mode, unfortunately. Legs are able to go that far forwards and that far back, as well as that far out to the sides. She does get a knee bend, however, this car bit gets in the way of that. But if you move it out of the way, you can get up to a 90 degree knee bend. And then the feet, surprisingly, are very well articulated. There is the ankle tilt, partly there for the transformation, but it does not need to go that far. So there's an ankle bend, I should say, I guess. And then then there is also an ankle tilt that goes all the way out. So there's quite a spread, would allow for quite the spread on terms of standing, like so. Before I move on to accessories, I do want to discuss these side sections here. This is the one bit of this toy that I am less thrilled with, besides like the more difficulty getting into the waist articulation work, but that's relatively minor just because these bits, like the other ones there, were directly attached to the legs and didn't move, so they were basically like flush against the legs at the very least. These kind of stick out in the back. I guess maybe that makes it less look like she's got giant wheel chunks on her legs if you want to pretend, because you could just pull this. It looks easier to pull this off and then just the legs be clean. You are not able to pull them off unless you want to screw with that pin. I don't think you want to, but I would also have preferred it if like you could get that to be more flush against the leg rather than it coming out of the back of the leg a bit. Unfortunately, you can't rotate it more forward than where it is right now, which is basically where it goes for the alt mode. And due to the knee and the paneling, you can't get it any more forward than that. So that is unfortunate. But like I said, the backpack ends up being a bit cleaner, but that's also possibly just because it's got less pieces involved, I guess. I'm not even sure. We'll see. I'll do a back comparison with the Moonracer mold during the size comparison, so you can judge for yourself how you feel about the backpack. But accessories wise, if I can get her standing, come on, stand for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. As showed before, all of her accessories are able to combine. There's a bunch of different configurations you can do. This is like the big weapon up mode. You can do it even longer. We'll do what I'll call the tactical configuration with 3 barrel extensions from Nerf on it. Then you can also decide to attach it to that. But yeah, a lot of different combinations. Obviously, they can be held in her hands. Oops. You can get the shock baton and just using that little bit at the end there and stick it into her hand like so, and that is a very puny shock baton. And then you're also able to store the grenades on her backpack like that if you so choose. And that is also good for a bunch of other weapon storage. I do hear some creaking when I do that, so I don't know what I'm doing there that's causing that, so that is a bit concerning. Just so you're aware. And then other ports are on the forearms, on the legs right there, and on the opposite side as well as the one on the back is still accessible. And for blast effect ports, she gets 2 on her knees right there and there. The one on the back is still accessible, and I don't think she's got any other blast effect ports on the body, so all she can do is get hit and have to take a knee like that guy in Skyrim. Oh no, I took a knee. I don't know. Took an arrow to the knee. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be a bit funny. But I will, de-weaponize her right now, and then we'll take a look at some robot mode size comparisons. Robot mode size comparison time. Here she is next to Legends class Tailgate and Deluxe class Sideswipe, Voyager class Optimus Prime, and Leader class Ultra Magnus. Deluxe class Moonracer, so you can also see that there's quite a difference in height between the 2 molds. And the comparison between their backpacks, again, I think Nightbird's is a bit cleaner. Here she is with her sisters from other molds, Thrilling 30 Chromia and Titan's Return RC. And of course, with the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. So, overall, I do think that Nightbird is a nice mold. I, again, did skip on the Chromia mold, so I had no prior experience with her. A lot of ways, definitely a lot better than the very similar Moonracer mold, and if a lot of the things that were going on here happened on that mold, I'd be a lot happier with having 4 body types of that mold. As a Nightbird, have I been calling her Night Racer? Oh, I hope I haven't been calling her Night Racer the whole video. Anywho, Nightbird is similar, is quite good. I appreciate that they gave a better opportunity, though still limited, a special exclusive opportunity for people to get a hold of a Nightbird. I still think that the Thrilling the one that was released in Japan, that was based off the RC mold from the Thrilling 30 line, looks better and makes more sense as a ninja to me, personally. So, I mean, I'm still glad to have this for the time being, but I do probably still intend to grab the other one, but I would keep this and do it into Night Racer, who is a very similarly named female Decepticon, but also has a lot of guns, so then all of these accessories makes more sense. So, yeah, so that would probably be what I do, and I would not complain. Just a little bit of paint work to make it a little more like Night Racer. But overall, I am quite pleased with the Nightbird. So, that's all I have to say on Nightbird. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, if you would like to help support the channel, you can check out the Ko-fi link in the description down below. And you should also check out RDSJ Gaming, where I play video games with Alyssa, aka The Rational Dove. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.